Good morning, everyone. How are you? I hope you all are fine and fit. Due to Corona, you are passing through many problems, I know very well. There are some problems in Google Meet. That's why from today, I would like to start our session on YouTube. I am sending you YouTube video link and you will have to see this video according to your convenience. I know there is some problem, sometimes some problems in connectivity, sometimes some problems in network. There are so many issues. But due to Corona, we have to accept this current situation. We have to use through with this situation. Half-heartedly, we have to accept each and everything over here. If you are not satisfied with the session, then you can tell me in our WhatsApp group. This theory session, so we can continue with this manner. But when we start practical, at that time, definitely we have to use the Google Meet only. Because it is not the proper manner for practical. And you are aware with that this time external examiner will come to check your examinations. That's why we have to go with Google Meet in practical, for practical. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, so let's start our first unit, that is Introduction of VB. Visual Basic is a high-level programming language which was evolved from the earlier DOS version called BASIC. DOS is stand for Disk Operating System. BASIC is stand for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. It is a very easy programming language to learn. We can do each and every work in DOS by using only and only keyboard. That's why DOS is known as CLI, Command Line Interface. We can say that we can get command line interface in disk operating system. So we have to remember each and every command of DOS with its syntax. If we commit single of mistakes in our syntax, then we can't get our output in DOS. So we can also say that it was very tedious thing for us. The codes look a lot like English language. Different software companies produce different version of BASIC. You can see over there different version of BASIC, such as Microsoft Q Basic, Quick Basic, GW Basic, and IBM Basica, and so on. However, it seems people only use Microsoft Visual Basic today. In olden times, people were using their DOS operating system, in which BASIC was introduced. I mean to say, basic programming language was introduced. But then after, Microsoft company developed Windows operating system. It is totally mouse-based application. In other words, we can say that we can get here GUI in Windows. GUI is stand for graphical user interface. By using pointing device like mouse, we can select any of the object. We can select any of the menu. We can select any of the option. So we can make our work very easy and speedy by using this mouse device. That's why we can say that Windows is GUI based operating system. GUI is stand for graphical user interface. Then after, Microsoft company developed VB, Visual Basic. According to our syllabus, you will have to learn about VB 6.0 version. Again, I would like to repeat, VB is stand for Visual Basic. However, it seems people only use Microsoft Visual Basic today, as it is a well-developed programming language and supporting resources are available everywhere. Now there are many versions of VB exist in the market. The most popular one and still widely used by many VB programmers is none other than Visual Basic 6.0, which is already in our syllabus. We also have VB NAT, VB 2005 and the latest VB 2008, and then after so on, which is a fully object-oriented programming. In other words, the abbreviation of object-oriented programming is OOP language. It is more powerful than VB6, but looks more complicated to master. But according to expert view, VB 6.0 is very best version of the VB. The visual part refers to the method used to create the graphical user interface. Rather than writing numerous lines of code to describe the appearance and location of interface elements, you simply drag and drop pre-built objects into place on screen. If you have ever used a drawing program such as Paint, you already have most of the skills necessary to create an effective user interface. You are aware with Paint brush program. When do you want to make the painting? At that time you will have to utilize over there paint mouse only. The basic part refers to the basic, I mean to say beginners all-purpose symbolic instruction code language, a language used by more programmers than any other language in the history of computing. Visual Basic have evolved. I mean to say Visual Basic has evolved from the original BASIC language and now contains several hundred statements, functions and keywords, many of which relate directly to the Windows GUI. Beginners can create useful applications by learning just a few of the keywords. Yet the power of the language allows professionals to accomplish anything that can be accomplished using any other Windows programming language. Visual Basic is a visual and events driven programming language. These are the main divergences from the old BASIC. In BASIC, programming is done in a text-only environment, and the program is executed sequentially. In VB, programming is done in a graphical environment. In the old BASIC, you have to write program codes for each graphical object you wish to display it on screen, including its option and its color. However, in VB, you just need to drag and drop any graphical object anywhere on the form, and you can change its color anytime using the properties windows. In next session, I will explain you property, method, event, etc. On the other hand, because users may click on certain object randomly, so each object has to be programmed independently to be able to respond to those actions, events. Therefore, a VB program is made up of many sub-programs. Each has its own program codes, and each can be executed independently and at the same time. Each can be linked together in one way or another. A computer program is an organized list of instructions that, when executed, causes the computer to behave in a predetermined manner. Without programs, computers are baseless. Therefore, programming means designing or creating set of instructions to ask the computer to carry out certain, which normally very much faster than human beings can do. A lot of people think that computer CPU is a very intelligent thing. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. This is the mind of computer. Without CPU, we can't do the work in computer. Computer is made up by generally main 4 devices, that is monitor, CPU, keyboard and mouse. So many extra devices we can see with computer, that is scanner, headphone, speaker, printer, etc. Which in actual fact it is a dumb and inanimate object that can do nothing without human assistance. Computer cannot do work without human. The microchips of a CPU can only understand 2 distinct electrical states, namely the on and off states, or 0 and 1 codes in the binary system. Binary system means in which system we can utilize only 2 digits, that is known as binary digit. 0 and 1, on and off. There are only 2 stages in binary system. So the CPU only understands combination of 0 and 1 code. This is programming language, lower level language, which can understand only computer. We cannot understand this language. We can utilize in our daily life higher level language. A language which we call machine language. Machine language is extremely difficult to learn, and it is not for us laymen to master it easily. Fortunately, we have many smart programmers who wrote interpreters and compilers that can translate human language like programs such as BASIC into machine language, so the computer can carry out the instructions entered by the users. There are translators we can see inside the computer who translate our language into computer language and computer language into our language, vice versa. Machine language is known as the primitive language, while interpreters and compilers like Visual Basic are called high-level language. Some of the high-level computer languages beside Visual Basic are Fortran, COBOL, Java, C, C++, Turbo C, Pascal, and etc. In your Tybcom, there were C language. So you are aware with C language. Then after in Tybcom, there were Fox Pro was there. And now you will have to learn about VB, right? With VB6, you can create any program depending on your objective. For example, you can create educational programs to teach science, mathematics, language, history, geography, and so on. You can also create financial and accounting programs to make you a more efficient accountant or financial controller. For those of you who like games, you can create those programs as well. In VB, you can create all these type of application. Whether your goal is to create a small utility for yourself or your work group, a large enterprise-wide system, or even distributed applications spanning the globe via the internet. Visual Basic provides you with a complete set of tools to simplify rapid application development. Data access features allow you to create databases and front-end applications for most popular database for master, including Microsoft SQL Server and other enterprise-level databases. ActiveX technologies allow you to use the functionality provided by other applications such as Microsoft Word processor. By using Microsoft Word, we can create document. Then after Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. By using, we can create workbook. The collection of worksheet is known as workbook, and other Windows applications. You can even automate applications and objects created using the professional or enterprise editions of Visual Basic. Internet capabilities make it easy to provide access to document and applications across the internet from within your application. Your finished application is a true EXE file. EXE stands for executable file that uses a runtime dynamic link library. The abbreviation of dynamic link library is the DLL that you can freely distribute. Indeed, there is no limit to which program you can create. Definitely we can create so many different type of project by using VB. So we can say that there is no limit to what program we can create. There are many such programs in this tutorial, so you must spend more time on this YouTube video. You will have to read, you will have to listen it. That's why you can understand each and everything. Okay, so next thing is that it was very easy language. In VB you can get event based programming facility. We can make the programming according to different given situation. In VB we can do event based processing. That's why VB is known as event driven programming language. VB is very developed language. We can make changes in the prepared application also according to our requirement. We can get here help facilities also. That's why we can say that VB is user friendly language. VB is window based system, so we can get here GUI, graphical user interface. By using it we can select the object, we can utilize the drag and drop, etc. We can get so many tools facilities in VB. By using it we can attach our VB application with another application also. By using VB, VB provides so many facilities to prepare internet based application. That's why VB is very popular language. There are so many addition of VB which you will have to learn here. Only 3 versions, 3 addition. Now we have to discuss about it. Visual Basic is available in 3 versions, each geared to meet a specific set of development requirements. Now we are talking about Visual Basic additions. In your Visual Basic additions, your first addition is the Visual Basic Learning addition, which you will have to utilize in your Tybcom 5th and 6th both SEM. Visual Basic Learning Edition allows programmers to easily create powerful applications for Microsoft Windows 95, Windows NTR, and so on. It includes all intrinsic controls plus grid, tab and data bound controls. Documentation provided with this addition include Learn VB, now a multimedia CD-ROM title, a printed programmer's guide, online help plus Visual Basic books online. It also incorporates a limited subset of the jet engine's data access capabilities in the data control and special data bound controls. These features allow you to access existing databases but do not provide for creating new databases or data access objects. Your second edition is the Visual Basic Professional Edition. It provides computer professionals with a full-featured set of tools for developing solutions for others. It includes all the features of the Learning Edition plus additional ActiveX controls including internet controls and the Crystal Report Writer. Documentation provided with the Professional Edition includes the Programmer's Guide, online help, the Component Tools Guide, and the Crystal Reports for Visual Basic Users Manual. The Professional Edition includes all of the data control features and in addition provides the full data access objects programming interface. Professional Edition users can combine data access objects with the data control to gain all of the advantages of simplified data access while maintaining the flexibility of complete programmatic control. So this is our second edition, that is Professional Edition. We have to utilize Learning Edition. Second is the Professional Edition, and now we have to move on third edition, that is Visual Basic Enterprise Edition. It allows professionals to create robust distributed applications in a team setting. It includes all the features of the Professional Edition plus the Automation Manager, Component Manager, Database Management Tools, the Microsoft Visual Source Safe Project-Oriented Version Control System, and more. Printed documents provided with the Enterprise Edition includes all Professional Edition pieces, plus the building client or server applications with Visual Basic book and the Source Safe User's Guide. The Enterprise Edition adds a number of powerful client or server tools. So, to Visual Basic's data access capabilities, including the remote data control. The abbreviation of remote data control is there RDC. In other words, we can say that RDC is stand for remote data control, specifically designed to access remote ODBC client server database. So these three additions you will have to learn here. In your examination, it must be necessary. Do not forget this question, different edition of VB. There are three editions, that is Learning Edition, Professional Edition, and Enterprise Edition. So in our next session, I will give you explanation regarding the next term, and we have to see their IDE of VB. Is that clear, everyone? So today I would like to complete my lecture over here. Is there any query? Then you can ask me in our WhatsApp group. You are aware with that. If do you have any queries, again I am repeating this, if do you have any queries, then you can ask me these queries in our WhatsApp group, right? All of you in this current situation, just you will have to take care of yourself. Do not forget it, we are passing through corona, so every time just you will have to wash your hand after completion of each and every